Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, it don't work without you guys. So thank you guys for all the support and everything. And speaking of support, shout out to everybody who's become a channel member. And if you have not gotten a shot glass, you have to email me cowboysmark94 at gmail your address so that way I know where to send it. If you haven't gotten it yet, I might have missed the email or it might have got lost in the mail or whatever it is. But email me at cowboysmark94 gmail and say, hey Mark, I'm a member, I haven't got my shot glass yet, can you send the thing to me? And I have two new tailgate members. I know Melissa Hart is one of them. Make sure you email me too and say, hey, I'm a tailgate member, because I can make sure I send your set of 4 shot glasses as well as the racket stuff to you. So I appreciate the support. One of the things we've already done upgrading the channel was you guys have seen me live streaming with the new camera, the Mevo Start, which actually isn't released yet. I'm actually in beta testing in it, so we're doing all kinds of new stuff with it, and it's actually really, really cool, and I'm learning a lot of new stuff. The great thing about this camera is it's going to enable us to be able to do multiple cameras without having to take like the whole studio with me. You know, where I've gone to game trips and things like that, and I've tried to do, take my whole setup there, and I don't have a strong enough Wi-Fi, and it just becomes a mess. But the new software they're coming out with this summer is going to be, oh my God, it's going to be incredible. You're going to be able to use like 3 cameras with one cell phone and just using a cell signal. But anyway, thank you. We're doing stuff to upgrade the channel. Other notes, anybody who's going to be going to the draft, let me know. I'm working with Barry from Cowboys Experience. We're going to be trying to do some really cool stuff out there as well. Still in the planning stages, but I plan on being there. I plan on being there, as well as beginning to look at the schedule. I forgot that the Cowboys will be playing in Los Angeles in that new stadium. And I'm thinking, since I've got a daughter who's out in California, that might be one of the good away games to go to. So anybody else who might be interested in that, Cowboys Experience will be doing packages to that event, and I think they're doing possibly doing packages to the draft. Not sure about that, but my buddy Barry will hook you up. But I'm definitely thinking about doing that one. I'll be at the Redskins game tailgating in Washington, and we're going to be doing another mega tailgate at the Ravens game with the Cowboys. We'll just see when the schedule works out. Hopefully it's not too late in the season where it's really, really cold. But regardless, we going to be there in full force. And I can't wait for the season to get here. The thing is now it's a matter of who's going to be on the team. What guys are going to be there? Basically the Cowboys have kind of realized they can't keep everybody. So they've made priorities of, of course we know you're not going to get rid of your quarterback. Contrary to what some of you guys want them to do, Dak's not going anywhere. They'll probably end up having to tag him because there's 12 days left. 11, because the day's gone. 11 days to try and get a deal done for him. They'll tag him to make sure they own his rights, give them some time to get the deal done, and hopefully get it done before April 15th, which is when players start working out. Right now it doesn't hurt you, but Stephen Jones is always that guy that's the last minute. And I understand that because that's how I was in school. Unless I was under the gun to get some shit done, I'm not getting it done. Oh man, that report, it's not due till next week. Man, I'll work on that thing this weekend, and here it is the weekend. Well, it's not due till Wednesday, man. I'll work on that Monday. Come Monday, man, it's not due till Wednesday. I'll work on it tomorrow. And then it's like Tuesday, oh shit, it's due tomorrow. Now I'm under the gun. Let me get that thing done. And that's when I get it done. And that's been the Dallas Cowboys with getting deals done. They don't get them done ahead of time, although I will say they did with Lyle Collins and they did with Jalen Smith. But with the big ones, nah, it's the last minute. We're going to wait till the very last second to get this shit done. It's just what they do. That's the Dallas Cowboys for you. So they made a priority of making sure Dak doesn't go anywhere, so we have a quarterback. Amari Cooper. They believe that Amari Cooper is the guy that is a game changer for them, and they figure out there's nobody out there in free agency that they're going to be able to do better with, or they don't think that Michael Gallop is ready to be that number one. And a lot of you guys might say, but yeah, man, he's doing great. But see, sometimes you have guys that play great in a role, but when they become the guy, they're not that same guy. Terrence Williams was pretty good as a number two, but when Dez got hurt and he had to become a number one, he bombed. You could look at Alvin Harper. Alvin Harper was incredible going across the middle, and teamed up with Michael Irvin, he was great. But when it came to him all of a sudden being a free agent and paid to be the guy with Tampa Bay and then Washington, he wasn't that guy. Not at all. And so that's where they figure that Amari Cooper is that guy. We're better off with Michael Gallup being that number two. That's not to say he can't be a number one, but that's just where they're looking. And realizing that Randall Cobb worked really good with being a slot receiver for the Cowboys, and that those three guys ended up working together. Now, I'm going to take a little umbrage. I misspoke that word. With a lot of people that say, well, Dak's got all kinds of weapons. But here's the thing that I gotta say. When the Cowboys gave up a number one for Amari Cooper, weren't people saying that guy had checked out? That the Cowboys got fleeced? Didn't they say that the Cowboys should have done something like the Eagles did? That they got, God, what was his name? God, I can't think of his name. But they gave up a third-round pick for Golden Tate. They said the Eagles made a better move because we think Golden Tate is going to be a better receiver for them, and he cost a lot less. Isn't that what they said about Amari Cooper? Randall Cobb, who had Aaron Rodgers throwing to him, there weren't a whole lot of people that were going crazy about signing Randall Cobb and saying that he's going to be an awesome weapon, were they? Did I miss that somewhere? Because I don't think that they did. Michael Gallup, he wasn't like, a first-round drafted wide receiver. He wasn't even a second round. He got picked up late in the third round. It wasn't like people said, Michael Gallup is going to be a stud wide receiver. And then we had Jason Witten, who is Father Time, and Blake Jarwin. You would think, by the way they talk, that you had Michael Irvin, that you had Dez Bryant when he was young and healthy, that you had Jerry Rice, that you had Travis Kelce, and Zeke Elliott. Is it possible? I'm just going to throw this out here, because you look at Randall Cobb, who had his best year since 2014 and had 3 touchdown passes called back because of some of those being phantom penalties. Had his longest catch per completion with Dak Prescott. Amari Cooper, a guy who they said checked out, had a career year last year, even though we said, he didn't play that good on the road and down the stretch. I believe he was injured a lot worse. He had his longest per catch in his career. And Michael Gallup had 1,000 yards as a third-round drafted wide receiver. Now, keep in mind, Terrence Williams was a third-round drafted wide receiver, too. Were those guys really incredible weapons before they got together with Dak Prescott? Before they became a collective group? I don't think that people were, looking at spending the money and things like Sammy Watkins and things like that for guys, were they? I mean, Randall Cobb was only $5 million. He was less than Cole Beasley. So this narrative that you hear about, oh, well, Dak just had great weapons. Is it possible that they were good players that actually got better with Dak throwing to them? Or am I just crazy? Maybe I'm crazy. Well, I'm probably crazy, but at least that's my take on it. I'm going to have a take later on about Byron Jones. I've been thinking long and hard about that. Not in the shower, but I've been thinking about the whole Byron Jones thing. And it's one of those ones that, you want to be able to keep good players, but you can't keep everybody. And sometimes you keep guys that maybe you should have let go. So hindsight's 2020. It's easy to go back and have revisionist history, but I'm just thinking about where we are with Byron Jones. So that's all I got to say right now. I am going to be back a little bit later, but thanks guys for being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. And make sure you channel members email me so I can get your shot glasses to you. All right. I'm going to turn out the lights for now. Or I'm going to turn off the heat. I'm going to leave the lights on because I'm coming back out. See you later. It doesn't have the same effect with the lights still on. Okay, it's finally out. See you later.